Hey, what's up? What's up? Um, First of all, happy Sunday. I hope that you tapped into God today, gave some time to Him, read your Bible, went to church, listened to something. I did all of those and more. I'm doing my India talk today from the house, and me and my daughter are gonna go to the park in a little bit. But it's not just gonna be us today, so I figured now would be the best time to, my love, to tap in and do my live India talk and finish my series of sharing traumatic time in my life that changed the trajectory of my life this time last year, leading into this year. But yeah, let's tap in. How are you guys doing today? What's up, whoever just joined? How you doing? One thing that I realized is yesterday was all over the place, and I was like, oh, I didn't journal on 8-9, and I thought that I had only wrote that list. My love, I thought that I had only wrote that list, but I actually did journal on day 9, and I'm kind of upset that I didn't get to read it, or like my book is all over the place. But yesterday, on this day last year, was the day that I had got to cuss out my ex's mom on the phone, and it felt good. Reading through that, I'm like, yeah, she totally deserved that. And I'm upset that I don't know, I didn't get to read that to you guys yesterday. Get down, my love. And then today was just another reflection of my day. And actually, today was the day 8/10 where I had to give in and take the medication that I had refused for 14 days. So I wanted to do some reflection again today and tap in. But how are you guys doing today? Good morning, beautiful hands, gestures, and good morning, Eric. Hello, and well. How are you guys doing? So today today is Sunday. I'm gonna really practice not responding to negativity if it comes. I'm rebuking it. Yesterday I was feeling energetically wise low, so I feel like I attracted whatever happened yesterday. But if it comes today, I am rebuking it. I'm just putting it out there. I'm doing well today. How are you doing today? How's the weather? I'm gonna get outside in a little bit with my daughter, and I wanted to try to have some isolated focus so that I could share my story and do my India talk, not all over the place. Um, Hello, Ali. Thanks for joining. Hi, Playboy. Hi, beautiful lady. Hi, how are you? Thank you, thank you. Oh yeah, you wrote on my video last night. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. You like me or you like me? What are you trying to say? um, I feel like I took a shower and I didn't put any oil on my face. I feel like my face looks so dry. I am from Massachusetts. Where are you checking in from? My love, watch your step and get down. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. So let me tune in to my story time. So to one, because it's Sunday, before I tap into my story time, I'm learning that watch your step, boo. that everything that I'm going through, I have like all these signs and symbols, or people just come up to me and say stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, like yesterday, energetically wise, I was just like, and to read, side note, to read that yesterday was the day that I got to cuss out that demon mother of his. Um, and then I didn't see this. I overlooked that I wrote a whole, I went in on my journal. Um, that explains a lot. And maybe that was why I didn't get to see it yesterday. And I just went through that note. Because if I would have read that yesterday was the day that I went ham on her, probably would have fueled a lot more stuff to the um to the live. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I need to do my nails. I don't have a haircut, but thank you. Um, so yesterday I was, like I said, not feeling it, and then no, no, and a stranger just walked up to me and said, "I hope that you have a good rest of your summer and don't give up, okay?" I was like, I don't know why you just said that to me, but I really felt like I needed to hear that, and I won't, and likewise. And then they said, the Most High came told me to come over here and tell you that. And then later on in the day, when I was on my way home, we stopped. We were in the bathroom in a public place, and I came out. I was listening to some music in my headphones, and I didn't think that it was super loud. I was just listening to the radio, and the song that was on was um, Snoop Dogg and Pharrell, like "Drop It Like It's Hot." I didn't think it was like super loud, but as I was washing my hands, the girl that was next to me, I just said hi, and the girl that was next to me, she was like, "Oh my gosh, I love that song," and I was like, "Damn, you could hear my music? Like my headphones are loud. Like let me turn it down." And she was like, "No, I love that song," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't intentionally put it on. I'm just listening to the radio." Not thinking nothing. I was drying my hands, and as I was about to turn to say, "Have a good day," she said, "If you really like that song, you would like this song by," she didn't say the artist name, but she was like, "The song is called Stand Firm, You'll Win." And the name of the song piqued my interest. I was like, I'm about to listen to that right now. And as I was walking out, I was like, thank you for sharing that with me. Now I'm thinking it's like some R&B song. I'm thinking it's something of relevance to the Snoop Dogg and Pharrell song that was just happened to be playing in my headphones. And then as I'm leaving out, she's like, "Oh, it's by Alex Jean or John." Maybe that's, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. No, thank you. No. It doesn't matter where I am. I can't have that isolated focus that I'm trying to have. But anywho, I leave out, I put the song on, and it's a godly song. It's like by some Christian rapper. And the song was so powerful. And I was like, wow, why did she tell me that? Why did she tell me to listen to this? And then I listened to like all his songs all through the night and then earlier this morning. So I was like, wow, um, God has been putting me through all these things to align me, which is funny because I've been asking for alignment and abundance for a very long time, and then I felt like it was at a plateau. And the more that I pressed that with this man, the more hindrance I felt, and the more abuse that I started receiving, and the more isolation I started to get, and the more a narrative started to get created. So yeah, I was on last night and I figured out how to um, I figured out how to report y'all and to remove you. So if you put negative stuff here, I'm gonna report it and I'm gonna remove you from my live because you're not welcome. Yeah, I just reported him and I just removed him. So continue. All right, let me check in with y'all. Nice hair, thank you. A nice nails, thank you, thank you. What's up, Morb? Sorry, say your name. Show your full look. I'm just no. I'm trying to like focus on what I'm saying. You can go look through my page if you want to look at some pictures I've posted of my full self. Thank you for loving me likewise. Elsa, have you ever dated a white guy? No. Please date with me, Playboy. All right, I don't know what that means. That means Hi Little Red, 1998. Thanks. I don't know what that means either. Okay. Um. So the story time. Yesterday, I cussed out that demon devil mother of my ex. And she deserves it because you know what? All I've done is be respectful to her. All I've done is love her. You know, I was calling her my mother in law, and I never got married to her son. And I show her nothing but the utmost respect because that is how my grandmother raised me. And I thought I was building an amazing rapport with her until I had a baby, until I had her granddaughter. I met the real her and I met the real him. And I mean, like, along the way, there was signs and red flags and stuff that I literally ignored or felt like it didn't have nothing to do with me because I've already shared with you guys that I am the third mom with the third kid. So I will take the L and eat everything. I'm just sharing my story with you. But since becoming a mom, like the things that she would say to me, no, thank you, no, thank you. The things that she would say to me, things that she would say about my kid, her granddaughter, calling my daughter's names, mocking her, speaking negatively over her life to anyone who would listen. She spoke negative about her in church. Who does that? Demons. Like people who are not really into God and like putting on a facade. Like you're trying to be a good Samaritan instead of being a good person, instead of being a good grandma, instead of being a good mom. And then it's like she doesn't even like her own kids, let alone her grandkids. It's like it wasn't just like that with my daughter because there's other kids involved, and I would see it with the other kids. However, there was always these stories and tribulations as to like the other moms did this, the other moms will say this, the other moms did another place, and blah blah blah. And that's why the interactions with the other kids was like that. But it's like, no, that's just how y'all all that's just how y'all are as people. Um, so like I said, I was in there and I didn't have anyone to talk to, and he wouldn't give me my family's information, and so I only had his aunt and his mother's numbers. So I strategically waited it out until I knew I was about to get out of there to call her on the phone. I read her for Phil, and she tried her hardest to like overtalk me and all that stuff. But I, at that point in time, I was already well indulged into mama bear, like mama attack mode. Like you're not about to overtalk me on this phone, and you're gonna listen to what I have to say because you've been very disrespectful, and I've been eating your disrespect. And now you and your son have kidnapped my freaking kid, and put me here, and trying to like put me here, all types of shit. So no, I let her have it. So I didn't get to read my note from that yesterday. It's probably good because the things that I wrote in here, I read them before I got on, and I'm just like, yeah, it just brings this energy over me that feels good to release, feels good to talk about, and just share because these people didn't like me. And one thing that I learned is that if people don't like you, don't let them watch your kids, because they'll do things to your kids solely to hurt you because they don't like you because they feel a certain way about you, and it doesn't matter who they are. Like this is the father and the grandma and the aunts. The uncles were nice, but the aunts, the grandma, granddad, and dad, no. And I didn't know how much that they didn't really like me. I thought it was building a rapport with them. I thought like, oh yeah, this is an amazing family and I wanted to be a part of this. I wanted to be married into this. Thank God I didn't. And just going through this and fighting and saying like this man is not my fucking husband, God put me through to really open my eyes to show me like I've been trying to pull you away from this person. I've been trying to not let you conceive with this person because I lost two other kids that didn't make it and I kept reflecting it on me. Like, oh, something's wrong with me and I really want this. And so when I look back on a lot of stuff, there was always red flags and always signs. And I think that God allowed this to happen to be like, you aren't getting it. Like you are banging your head against the concrete and you're asking why it hurts. You're this person is giving you every signal and sign that they don't like you, that they can't stand you, that they hate you, like physically telling me. I mean, verbally telling me and then physically harming me, and you're still not getting it. So I had to be like stripped away from everything and more isolated than already was to really understand the type of people that I attach myself to. So yeah, I felt good about being able to finally cuss out his mom. And she deserved everything I said to her on that phone. And the funny thing is I got to get her on the phone 2 times. Who if I would have got her on the phone 3 times, I definitely the beginning of the year wouldn't have played out the way that it played out. So everything happens for a reason. But I felt good that I was able to get that off my chest because um this year at the beginning of the year when I ran away and I went to her house because that's where my daughter wanted to go, she put hands on me. And I was like, oh, everything does happen for a reason because if I didn't release how I was feeling on the phone months prior, I would have fought this lady in her house, yo, and fucking caved her fucking head in. So yeah, yesterday was that understands like this. So I said like sharing this story is stirring up a lot of emotions. So when I seen that, oh, I overskipped this and I didn't even see that I had wrote a note makes sense. Hello from Bangladesh. Thank you for checking in. Yo, hello, Shorty. What's up, Raj? I like your name. So let's hop into today. If you guys don't have any questions or concerns or feedback about me cussing out my mother-in-law, who really wasn't my mother-in-law. Thank God. Thank God, yo. Because I just learned how much of a demon this lady is and why did I stay with her spawn as long as I did. Being blind. Love is blind. Cue, cue the music from Eve. So today I would like to read my note that I wrote from today, 10/24, which was day 15 of this entire. I still don't. I needed a good word for this experience, but it was total day 15 of this experience, and then day 13 of me officially being here at Westboro. So I'll just read it and reflect on it a little bit. And if you guys have any questions or anything, I'll happy to answer. So today on 8/10/24, I wrote today was eye opening. So much happened. First of all, I finally got the pleasure to cuss out that damn devil named his mom again. And I call her a stupid leprechaun because of her name. She has an Irish name. And the devil of the spawn I had a child with. And it felt damn good. The countdown to being released really took a toll on me. Being here has traumatized the fuck out of me. How in the hell is this a benefit of being ripped away from my child and being sedated and secluded in a psych ward, being forced to take medication, eat food, drink Gatorade, and fucking color? Not therapeutic if you ask me. adding to paranoia by believing that nobody knows that I'm here, only to be humiliated because everyone knows that I'm here and they don't give a flying fuck. The system is rigged, a damn joke, and I'm always the butt of it. Life is so fucking crazy. I hate this ish. More importantly, I hate this man. He has killed me, put me in a morgue, and left me to fucking die slowly. Please, God, get me far away from them. Meeting with my lawyer today made me realize I have no way of getting out of this hellhole without taking that Zyprexa and Haldol. So today, after 15 days of exercising my right, I gave in and took their drugs. Sad face. So that was my that was my note from today. Yes, this is my real hair. You see I did not lay my edges or nothing today. This is my real hair. I locked my hair after I had my daughter. Um, a few months after I had her. So October will be 5 years, make officially 5 years. So today's note, let's reflect on that. Damn, I didn't pour myself nothing to drink. I put ice in my cup, but nothing to drink. So yeah, I got to cuss her out. That was probably for the second time because I think I caught her 2 days in a row, and then she wouldn't pick up after that because I was just going in. Like, look, first of all, I'm a Sagittarius. So I let people slide, 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 slide. And then they get so comfortable that they just start ice skating. And then they think that I'm so sensitive and so docile and I won't say nothing. Whole time I'm just letting you slide, slide, and enjoy ice skating. Because when I'm tired and I'm ready to read you for filth, I I'm a master at it. No one can compete with me when I'm ready to read you for filth. So it makes sense as to why she didn't pick up on the third time. But this experience was totally traumatizing, and that man just left me there, and he never called me the entire time I was there. I had to call, and like I said, the 3 times that I was able to get him on the phone, I had to call 30 times, and the only reason I know it was 30 times because I counted every single time. And it took 30 times, and this man is always on his phone, and there's 2 phones. So he's just purposely provoking me and wanting me to like be an emotional crazy wreck in there. So I was just like really upset, especially by this time. This was 15 days away from my child, and I had never been away from my child. So, you know, also I'm gonna finish this series only a couple more days, but I'm also not giving him the credit. God is the one who intervened and separated me from this man because I just wasn't getting the wake up call. I wasn't getting the signals and the signs and the red flags enough. But what I wrote here is valid. I definitely dislike them. I dislike his mom and I dislike him. And a lot of times I really feel like, oh, I wish that I didn't put myself in this situation. Um, but nonetheless, like I really wanted my daughter, regardless of the situation and who she comes from. I really wanted my daughter, and God blessed me with the daughter that I asked for. It just sucks that the family that I've bonded her with are not good people. They're just not, and it just is what it is. But I was really upset, and yeah, I still feel that way to this day. That he tried to kill me on all levels. I had made a video about not being somebody's ride or die. I think that has been my one of my major lessons of 2025. Because those are the only two things you could do: ride and die. And like when you're riding for somebody that doesn't care about you, doesn't like you, that's not really fully invested in you, doesn't love you, and they're just lusting over you, they'll let you ride and watch you as you die on each level, mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, spiritually, and then sometimes physically. And if you're not smart enough, so like this experience of me going through this was to show me, like, if you don't snap out of this shit and stop thinking that this man is amazing, you're gonna physically not be here. And then what's gonna happen to your kid, yo? So I don't think that you should be a ride or die for anybody except yourself, because you're gonna ride for you and you're gonna ride for your kids, and you ain't gonna kill yourself. Like, you're not gonna do anything to harm yourself for you and your kids. But when you ride and die for other people, they will try to kill you and enjoy every second of it, and will not even try to revive you. So like I wrote here, you left me. He left me to die slowly here, and he enjoyed it. The things that he would say to me on the phone, the three times that I spoke to him, was very chastising and patronizing. Of like, you better hurry up and get home. Your daughter's getting sick. Like, he wouldn't say our daughter. He never talks about her in the sense of like, we made her in a union and we created this family. It would be like, and I was just like, why would you keep telling me my daughter's getting sick? Like, what does that mean? It took me until when I read tomorrow's notes, right? The 11. Yep. Tomorrow's note I can reveal, which I've already revealed it anyways, but I finally have figured out the reason as to why he was saying that and why he wanted me on these medications that I had to give in and take. Now I can reflect on that. So I had to give in and take the medication because the lawyer yesterday he was trying to provoke me. At least I felt that way. Are you coming with good energy today? So I fucks with you. Yes, I'm feeling better today. Thanks for asking. How are you feeling today? And greetings, Bruno from Italy. I fucks with y'all. Y'all checking in from all over. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, so yeah, today on this day, I had to meet with the lawyer, or maybe I had to meet with them the day before. Anyways, I was meeting with them, and the lawyer had finally really drilled it into my head that, like, it's just best for you to take the medication so you can get out of here. And he was advising that I don't try to go to court because I was like, no, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna advocate for myself. And he was like, you're so emotionally fixated on this man, um, and your daughter, that I don't advise you to go to court, because I think that with the emotional state that you're in and that you won't fully be able to advocate just solely for yourself, and you're trying to give all these reasonings as to why it's unfair that you were put here and like what this man has done to you and what he's doing to your kid, they're just gonna end up convicting you here. And plus, I had learned from the lawyer that he was working with the doctors, the psychiatrist that I had to speak to every day, that I'm in here telling my freaking life story to, documenting it against me, and with the social worker, that they were all working together, and he was gonna come and be like on FaceTime in court and advocate against me, that he wanted to have me convicted there and for me to be there for 6 months. And so I remember even talking to him on the phone the last third time that I talked to him. I said, so I did learn that you're trying to convict me here for 6 fucking months. And he lied about it. He was like, no, that's not what's going on. Um, they want me to come and talk in court. But I told him that I don't feel comfortable with that, and like, please just let her out. I want her to come home. Like, he would lie, and I'd be like, you know that they have to tell me that the doctors have to tell me what you're saying, and they're not gonna be making up this stuff that you're trying to be like playing on my emotions and empathizing with whatever. Thank you. Um, yeah, I'm working on keeping it up. Um, how are you doing? You didn't tell me how you're doing today. Come visit my friend. I have lots of food, lots of wine for everyone. Just come visit. I would love to come visit. I've never been to Italy, and I'm sure the wine there is amazing. And I don't really, I don't drink anymore. Once in a while, I might have like a glass of wine, but I haven't in like several years. And I've never had wine from Italy, so I would definitely be open to that. But yeah. So he was lying. Hi, dear. Hi, Raj. How are you? He just lied and played stop and played like all these games, you know. And I was just like, wait until I get out here. And then I was pissed that I had to take that medication. Um, and I was like, oh, you know what? Give it to me. Like I was born on crack. Like this medication can't do anything to me. It's probably gonna make me superhuman. And I remember the psychiatrist laughing at me. And I was like, I'm serious. Like, you don't believe anything that I'm telling you in here, but I am a crack baby. Like, I was born on crack. Like, I'm from the fucking 80s, yo. And I'm a survivor. Nothing and nobody could kill me. Not even my mom. So, like, give it to me. And all that they did was basically, it made me a zombie. Like, all I wanted to do was sleep. And I could not keep my eyes open as much as I wanted. I couldn't. And so I was starting to understand like why my roommate was knocked out all day. But she liked that because she was just like, I'm depressed. And I watched, like, she would only wake up to take her meds. And I was like, fuck no. That's what I was fighting that shit all the time because I was like, yeah, they're about to make me a zombie. Hi, Alex. How are you? Where am I from? I'm from Massachusetts, Raj. Where are you from? Where are you checking in from? Um, so it just made me like sleep. And I hadn't been sleeping while I was in there, so I guess it was good for me to like finally get some sleep. But I was pissed, and I remember like when I woke up and they were trying to give me more because I think I had to take it twice a day for those last couple days that I was in here, and I was just like, I don't like this. I don't like you're putting me here saying that I'm depressed, but then giving me stuff that's making me more depressed and sleep all day. Like, how is that beneficial? How is that helping me? How would, if I was really in a depression, how would that help me get out of the depression? I asked the psychiatrist that, and she couldn't give me an answer. She was just like, sometimes you just need to sleep, and you haven't been sleeping, and that's what your husband is worried about. Like, you didn't sleep for 2 days before he brung you here. And I said, bitch, I didn't sleep for 3 fucking years. Like, and he didn't care. He sat right there in that house and wouldn't help me and said, that's your problem. You're a mom. You got to figure out how to balance your sleep and your day and your schedule and your routine. That's what moms have to do. So he wasn't worried about my sleeping. He wasn't worried if I was sad or depressed or anything. And he wanted me on those medications for a reason because he's giving shit to our kid and doing stuff to me well before this happened. And then was going to try to use it against me so he could get over there to that man. He said he'd leave me and his kid for Chris Watts. I was looking for you, homie, yesterday. Yo, you just chimed in at the most perfect time too. How are you doing today? 'Cause I was just talking about that man and how that man told me he would leave me and his daughter for another man. So all of this was strategic and orchestrated for a reason, whatever sick reason, I don't freaking know. But I was checking in. I was like, I hope Chris gets on here yesterday, but you never got on. Laugh out loud. You're good. I might spread it today. Yesterday I was no, thank you, boo. Um, yesterday I emotionally I was not good, and I was like going in on people that was checking in and saying stupid shit. But yeah. So yeah, that's the wrap up of today's story. Is that today on this day last year, I had to finally give in and take the sleeping medication that I refused to said like I'm getting out of here without taking that medication. Like, and what is the reason that this man wants me on the medication? So in tomorrow's journal, I can share with you that I figured out why he wanted me on those medications. But let's talk, Chris. Chris, you never. I forgot what you said on the other day live, and I was looking for your engagement, and I think like you got off. But I had brought up yesterday how we were talking about how I was saying that I don't know what was the real purpose and the reason of like why I went through this with him. For me, I no longer can give him the credit. I definitely feel that God is the one who put me through this to really separate and open my eyes to the type of person he was because I just spent too many years giving him too much credit that he didn't earn or deserve. And then there was a lot of red flags as to showing me the type of person he was, the type of dad that he is, and the type of man that he really is versus who he theorized himself to be. But then I had gave you reasons as to things that he would say to me in the number one. Well, I guess it wasn't the number one, but it was something I talked about of that women talk too much. And you were like, yeah, sometimes women do talk too much. And I thought about that all the rest of the day. And then it went into yesterday and you didn't get on. Um, and I was saying, like, well, I wasn't nagging him about typical stuff that women usually nag men about. I was literally talking about making money together because that's what our whole relationship was built on and new business ideas. So it wasn't making any sense to me as to how that was problematic. And then I thought about what you were saying, and I'm like, you know what? Men never say this about other men. Men sit and be in men's face all day long and talk about nothing, nonsense, sports, other women, people they got on the side. Just, just, just a bunch of BS, man. And men will be on the phone. They'll FaceTime men all day. They hang around with them all day. They smoke. They drink. They're shooting the shit all day with men, and they never say these things that they claim about women. And I can only reflect on my situation because that started to be the argument as to why are you on the phone all day, all night with men? It's starting to be like something I didn't pay attention to. That started to become very suspect because I'm like, there's no way you're telling me that I'm annoying you and that my voice is annoying. And we don't even talk. I would be in the house by myself all day doing what I'm doing now, except not on the phone, just like talking to myself out loud, trying to figure out like what's going on. But so he'd wake up and be on the phone with these men, with his loser friends, and then all day on the phone. And then they'd come over and they'd hang out all day and then all night till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then he also told me he'd leave me and his daughter to go live with a man. So men that's very questionable that men who claim that they love women, like women, and want to be in a relationship with women, all of a sudden be like, you don't have time and you don't want to spend time or talk or manifest or build the things that they talk about in prior of like, oh, I'm looking for a woman, a partnership. Uh, um, what are they called? Damn, the word slips my mind. But basically, a partner, and then you will be like all the things that you're trying to say about the woman. They never say that about men, and they hang with multiple men all day, every day. So I think that that's very suspicious. I talk to women like they normal people. It's not about XXX, but you have to see if you can vibe with them. I'm talking about if you're in a relationship with somebody. Now, like I said, I'm not the typical female. Like I don't high Cool kid. Okay, I don't know. Somebody else to talk to. No, thank you. Um, I'm sorry. It's suspicious if a man wants to be hanging with men all day and talk to men all day and all night, and they never get tired of talking to the men, never get tired of being in a man's face. That's suspicious. So yeah, I don't know about that, and that's why I be on my kangaroo stuff. And it's just like so obvious to me now, something that wasn't obvious to me prior. Cool kid, what's up? How are you? The streams is about a lot of different things. What do you want it to be about? What do you want to talk about? I'm talking about my life and something traumatic that happened to me that I am called to share and engage about a man who played in my face and thinks that he was gonna get away with it, played with our kid, and did a lot of different weirdo shit that we're talking about. I agree with it. I really talk to guys. I know. Thank you for agreeing with me because I didn't know what you were gonna say. I was just like, that was something that never bothered me. I would see it a lot of like, damn, all the time you're on the phone with these men and you're in their face all day long, like all day long, and then I'd be up, like I'd be waiting. I will like spend all my day with my daughter, and then my daughter sometimes go to sleep on time, and then sometimes she wouldn't. And it's like 1, 2 o'clock. I'm still sitting up waiting, and you're sitting outside in the driveway with men, and I'm begging to have time and intimacy. So it just be like, you can't tell me that me wanting to be intimate is nagging. That doesn't make any sense. And me talking about a business idea that I came up with somebody who says that they want to be a businessman and a business owner and build an empire with a woman, that's nagging. You can't tell me that. And you can't tell me that somebody who says that they want to be an upstanding father and I'm planning stuff for us to do as a family, that you don't have time for that. But you have time to go hang with men, to do nothing, to go to like weed shows and just like that's what he wanted to do. Get high every day, all day, and hang with men. So, if me being the woman that you said that you wanted to be with, and I did all the stuff, like I let you lead. Where the fuck did you lead me? You led me to a fucking psych ward, yo, and saying that you wanted to be the person. You're looking for a woman that's gonna believe in you and help you build a business and help you reach a lifestyle that he could never describe. It was me that came up with the lifestyle because that's what I wanted. And he could never talk about how much money he actually ever wanted. It was just like that was always put on me. And then I never could come up with a number of how much money I wanted because money doesn't impress me. Like money doesn't move me. Money doesn't motivate me. Um, but the lifestyle that I wanted obviously cost money. So it was like I came up with the lifestyle part, and he's supposed to be the business partner to come up with the money part, and he couldn't. And then once I started to be isolated all the time, and I had to start putting two and two together about like, okay, well, if I want this lifestyle for me and my man and my daughter and my family, because I accepted his kids, like, and our bonus kids and their moms, like, once I started to put all those stuff together, I came up with a number. All right, goodbye. Let me report you. Um, I came up with a number, and I'm telling you, as soon as I came up with the number and as soon as I started fixating on that money, that's when he locked me up. He was like, oh gosh, she's talking about numbers. Yo, this show will always blow my mind, and I'm always going to talk about this show because there is no way that a man who says that he's chasing money and he wants all this money can be afraid of me talking about numbers. You can't be afraid of me talking about numbers because what the fuck do you think money is? Numbers. So I was just like, yo, I don't know what kind of mind games you're trying to play with me. Thank you. But there was some weird ish going on. And so yeah. So I was begging him to sleep with me. I was begging him to talk to me about business and making money. And I was begging him to be the father that he said that he wanted to be. So if those are nagging, I guess, but I'm not your typical woman. I'm not talking about like I never said anything about him hanging out with his friends. I never said that. It was just something I started to peep and like I had to focus on because I'm just like something strange is going on here. But I'd never be like, oh, you always hang with your friends. You don't hang with me. I never, nothing. I'll always just be like, yo, when are you gonna tap back into me with business? Like, look, I wrote this down. I came up with this. I would come up with presentations. I would come up with mad stuff to try to get him back engaged on like what built our relationship, never about the things I'm on here talking about now, as far as this experience I went through, and then like the weird shit that he would say to me or things that I would peep. I would never bring those things up to his attention. I would just keep it focused on um, the things that would propel us. All right, let me check back in with you. Oh, I'm sorry that you accidentally left. Welcome back. Okay, Homelander. I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, reporting people. I learned how to do that shit yesterday. I got on live not to talk about nothing, but to like report people and to remove you off my ish. Hit the like button. Thank you, Chris. Sorry to hear that, but you will be blessed. Don't stop smiling and keep your guard up. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. I felt like oh, right here you said, have you ever asked him about his sexuality? No, because you know what? It never crossed my mind. I'm telling you, I had to go through this and be isolated away from him for a long time and then get out and still trying to be this. No, thank you. No, thank you. And be this upstander. I'm gonna have to get off because I think my daughter's um, over it. But it never crossed my mind to answer your question. I had to go through this of being isolated from him and him locking me up and him demanding that I be medicated and then to come home and like try to work on my relationship still and then for him to like medicating me and loving it like, oh, I love you medicated, I love you sleeping all day, and him saying stuff to me where I couldn't react, and then him doing stuff to our daughter, and it was just me and him in the house, and I was like afraid, and then like afraid for my kid, and then going to therapy and thinking about stuff and talking about stuff out loud, like I'm doing to my phone, and the therapist would just freaking look at me. And then here's the other thing. Have you ever watched this adult cartoon? That was what really started to drill it in my head. He made me watch this cartoon, a specific episode though, because he's watched the cartoon, he's obsessed with it, but I had never got into it. It's called Big Mouth. Big Mouth. I think it's called Big Mouth. It's like an adult. Damn, I think that is the name of it. Big Mouth. Um, he made me watch an episode from season one, a particular episode, and it was the most disturbing thing that I've ever watched. And but I also remember him watching that show and then talking about how this particular character was his favorite character. I didn't understand the show and like what it was about until like after I got out and he tried to be like, let's go on a date, but even the date was weird and he didn't want me to talk. And I was trying to talk to him about something, and he was just like, oh, we gotta hurry up and get home because you need that medication. And that like provoked me. And I was like, what do you keep talking to me about this medication for, bro? Like, I told you I'm not taking that stuff. And then he started to say like how his friends was telling him to like put it in my drink and put it in my food and all types of stuff. And then he was like, you know, you're acting like one of the characters off this show, and he was like, "Oh, because that show is about how the characters are detached from their emotions, and like their emotions are their hormones outside their body." And like, so that intrigued me. I was like, "Oh, that's what that show is about." It's so repelling and so disgusting, and I'm like, I could never get into it. So I was like, I'm gonna watch that show now because you're obsessed with that show. And if you're telling me it's about like people's emotions and these monsters outside are representing their hormones, that's what it was. He said it was their emotions, but I had to do my due diligence and research this show. The show is about their hormones, not emotions. So, anyways, one right before I had when I got out and I had to do my first therapy session the day before, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch this show because you piqued my interest and now I have to watch it. So I watched one episode, the first episode from the first show, and I was like, oh snap, my eyes have been open. You should have never told me what you told me. Now I'm gonna watch this show like crazy. And I remember after I said that, that's the day that he choke slammed me. Because I was so excited about this show. Like, you showing me something, and I'm gonna decode this shit. I don't know what this shit means, but I'm gonna decode this shit. And you shouldn't have put me in. He had choke slam me, and I was like, damn, like you shouldn't have did that. Like, this is the second time that he put his hands on me for no reason. Like, I'm not a combative person. I never put my hands on him or on his face or doing like anything. So it was just like it was weird mind games going on. But right before I had to go to therapy, my first therapy session, um, I went back to watch the show again, and magically, it was from one. I ended it. I paused the show. Now you know on Netflix, when you pause stuff, when you go back to it, it's right where you left it at. It was magically on episode 6, and I told you that I have a whole thing with numbers and the reciprocals of 3. So I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, oh, he put it on episode 6. And that day, like he made food, made me eat food, and it tastes like jail food. And he sat and like watched our daughter and then gave her something. He was giving our daughter something that was comatosing her. Now, I have had struggles with my daughter going to sleep. My daughter is on the spectrum. She doesn't sleep. She doesn't take naps, nothing. He was giving her something completely comatosing her. And like I was in the house, I couldn't react. I couldn't say anything because their whole goal was to try to get me locked up again. Because, like I said, this diagnosis that they gave me is an unofficial diagnosis, and they told him, they told him that the only way that they could give me an official diagnosis is if I had to get admitted to the hospital again. So I was in that house like scared and like just documenting everything in my notebook and trying to reach out to people for help, and nobody would fucking help me. Um, so I watched that particular episode, and it brought up a lot of stuff that I had to start researching. Long story short, to answer your question, and I'm like, oh, I think he's trying to show me that he's into men, that he's bisexual. He has to be like, because why did you show me this? What does this mean? There was so much in that episode, that particular episode, and I remember when he watched that show, he used to say that this particular person character was his favorite character, and he could say how other characters in the show was other people that we knew in real life. So this character was him, and that character had a lot going on, a lot of things. I can divulge it at a later date, at a later time. But until he showed me that episode, and then all that stuff that happened, and then me like going through therapy and all those stuff, I started to be like, oh snap, I wasn't able to see it before. But then I remember he told me he'd leave me and his daughter to go live with another man. And then you're hanging with men, you're talking to men all day, all night, and hanging with them. That's what you'd rather do than be with me. I'm sitting here begging you to sleep with me. Like, how did we even get to this point? And it was so bad that I had started documenting the times that we would be sexually involved, which is like once a month for the last 2 years of our relationship, maybe even three. That's how bad it was. So there was a lot of stuff that was happening that was leading up to this point, which is I'll eat that and take that L. That I just stayed too long, and there was a lot of signs, and but I didn't. I never thought that about him. I never thought that like I always thought we were gonna be together forever, and like he was the best thing, and I don't really know his true sexuality. I could just tell you some shit I seen, some shit that he showed me, a lot of things that was said to me that was suspect, and a lot of things that I started to see that I didn't see before. So yeah. So no, I've never asked him, and I would never. Well, I don't really want to conversate with him outside of anything that has to go on with our kid. All right. So let me check in with y'all before I get off. So yeah. So if I had to guess, I would guess that he's bisexual and struggling with that because it would only make sense as to why every woman keeps going through this with him. Elvis says, "Oh, are you okay?" Elvis says, "Sounds like you were kidnapped by him. Not good." Yeah, I was kidnapped and a whole bunch of other shit. Oh no, never heard of it. I'm from the Boondocks era. What was it about? Yeah, I'm from the Boondocks era too. That show is strange, man. Go check it out. It's called Big Mouth on Netflix. It's an adult cartoon that's all about sex, but really it's about teenagers that are struggling with going. When I read, because I had to research it after you made me watch this episode. The show is it's like 7 or 8 seasons. Teenagers that are going through high school and puberty and all that good stuff, and like how they're struggling with their sexuality and their hormones. So they have these monsters that follow them around, and other people can see them, or other people can't see them. I'm not sure on that part. But the monsters represent their hormones and the challenges that they face sexually. So I don't think other people can see them. Like only they're next to them, and they say things out loud that the person wants to say or that their body wants to say, and they can't say them. So the monsters represent what they're feeling and thinking sexually about other people and about other things. And like this particular character that he made me watch on this episode is all about this particular character. This particular character is bisexual, and he does weird things to the girlfriend. And he has these it was so sick and disgusting. It's something I would never want to watch again. But maybe I could do like a unboxing, unviewing of it. I don't know. It's in my head and I can't get it out of my fucking head. And so like that's what really started me to start connecting the dots about like you're always on the phone with men. You're always in men's face all day. You're telling me this. You don't say this about these men. Blah. So it was that. That's how I like started to put the two and two together. But like I said, I don't really know if that is what he's dealing with. I don't know. Something else is a lot of stuff is going on. Well, that's a crime. Do you gotta go potty? Okay. So yeah, come on, boo. Come on if you wanna go. How do you make? Okay, not reading that. He chokeslammed you. He should be in trouble. He should. He really should. That's fucked up. Did you tell your brother or father? Oh, Chris, where you been at? Every day I'm documenting what happened to me. Yo, he's my brother's friend. So my brother did not help me because my brother's holding a grudge against me from dating his friend. And so, no, my brother didn't help me. And that day that he can choke slam me for the second time, I went to my brother's house with his niece. This is his only road niece. And I said, yo, get your friend.
First of all, he just locked me up, and I was locked away and stripped away from my kid. And now this is the second time that he put his hands on me. Like, what are you gonna do about it? My brother has never, he never did nothing. He never did anything, never said anything. And I think it's just like his entertainment of ha ha ha, you shouldn't have talked to my friend kind of thing. But at this point in time, I'm your sister. I'm your bloody sister, your little sister. And this is your freaking niece, bro. So I don't give a fuck about what stupid kind of bro code y'all got going on. You need to freaking help me. So no, he didn't help me. And my father passed away 2 years ago. My father was never in my life. So even if he was still alive, what would my father do about it? I don't know. So I had to protect and save myself. I almost did not make it out of this situation, which is why I'm showing up on here sharing the story. Her ex is the Undertaker. Yo, he's something. I don't know what to call that man. I used to call him the love of my life and thought he was the best thing that ever happened to me. And that, oh, even that, like I was begging for his hand in marriage, yo. Like, and I was stripping myself down to the bare minimum. Like, oh, let's just go to the courthouse. Let's elope. Like, I don't even need a ring. Like, let's just like commit to me. Like, he wanted me to keep submitting to him, but he wasn't fully committed to me. And so a lot of stuff was happening, yo. I bet it was okay. Yeah. Whoa, hell no. I don't know what that was because big, right, Chris. Oh my gosh, even the show's name. Wow, I never even thought about it like that. But if you check it out, you tell me what you think about it. It's the most disturbing cartoon I've ever had to watch. And even when he would watch it, I would walk away. I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't get into it. The only reason I got into it is because that day he told me about how the monsters represent their emotions. But he was even wrong about that. It represents their hormones. Which episode should you watch? Go watch episode 6 from season 1. And let's come back and talk about it. You can watch the whole thing if you want. It's the most disturbing thing I've ever watched. But he made me watch episode 6 from season 1. Watch that episode. And then let's have a discussion about it. Big Mouth is brain mush. Okay. Homelander, you are out of here, bro. So are you. My love, I thought you said you had to go potty. So, Chris, I fucks with you. Right? He wrong for that. Thank you. Hi from Barbados. He is, I mean, at least a sign. What? I thought that but yeah, check it out and let's have a talk about it. It's something that haunts me at nighttime. And it's something that I was really struggling with for like the first few months of this year. Like, damn, have I been in a relationship with a man that's struggling with his sexuality and I was just like a decoy or a ploy? Maybe. Because there's no way you're the common denominator. If you keep having this experience with the women in your life and you're so detached from the women and you're so detached from your kids and you're always up in these men's faces and all about your bros, that's why I say that kangaroo shit, yo. No, I couldn't tell, and I don't even really know if that's true, but there's so many signs that it is true that I don't know. That's his business, yo. That's his business, and he's gonna have to deal with it and live his life however he fucking sees fit. But that was the question that I asked in therapy. And the therapist said, I don't know that for sure, so we couldn't talk about it. But bitch, there's too many signs. Do I have kids? I have one child, a daughter. So no, I couldn't tell, but nope. No, he doesn't. And I'm not even wasting my time because I said that I'm the third mom with the third kid. And the other moms have went that fucking route. And all he did was quit his job. So he didn't have to pay child support. So I'm not wasting my time. God is going to take care of me and my daughter like he's been doing. I think you were on here before, Kaden. I already answered this question. What is your obsession with pregnant women? And I'm not pregnant, so no. And no, my belly wasn't. I had a girl. So when you have a boy, your belly is big. When you have a girl, your belly is small. He's a loser. Take him to court. I already did. I took him to court to get a restraining order against him to get the fuck away from him, his evil ass mother. Other than I'm not wasting my time with the courts. Karma is gonna dog walk him and his mom. He'll go to jail for non-payment. He is evil. Well, whatever his karma is gonna catch up with him. I'm just on here to share some shit I haven't been able to talk about. Like, he did this. I went through this experience. I'm not even gonna say that he did it. I went through this experience and they tried to silence me and not talk about it. And then in therapy, they told me not to talk about it. But that's the reason why I went to therapy. My daughter's trying to get in the live. Where are you from? I'm from Massachusetts. But yeah, that's fine. Karma could take all its time, all it's want. The tables will turn. And when the tables turn, whatever he's going through, he'll go through. And he'll have to deal with it. Hopefully he finds his mama, because that's what he's looking for. A woman like his mama. That's dumb and stupid and docile, and that's just gonna take his shit and let him strip away all her years and her time and show up for him in his time of need. And I told him already, I'm not his fucking mom, yo. Why do you keep calling him the Undertaker? I didn't really get into wrestling, so but I know what you mean by that. But that's funny. See, I can fuck with your funny comments. When you're saying stupid stuff, I'm gonna report you. Are you ready to meet someone new? I hope. No. I'm not ready to meet anybody. Okay? I'm healing. Healing hurts. Healing takes time. And I ain't thinking about, not that I'm like being like, oh, whoa, no, I hate men and I never want to be with a man. Like, no, that's not what's going on. I'm just healing, processing, and aligning myself for where God is taking me and my daughter. So do a 420 leg drop on him, girl. Okay. Yeah, I was never really, my brother and all of my nephews, they're into wrestling, but I know what you mean. I'm Bob Marley because I have locks. Jokes. But anyways, I am gonna lay my edges down and take my daughter to the park. But it was fun tuning in with y'all today. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for the funny comments. Thank you for reflecting with me. Y'all are awesome. I understand that, but never give up on love, okay? No, I'm not. I'm not giving up. But I'm not looking for it at this point in time either. I'm just digressing and reflecting and sharing my story with those who want to listen and learn. Can you follow me on IG? Yes, you can. You can follow me on IG. I think my name is the same on IG, Mrs. Turn Your Life Into a Lifestyle. So you should be able to find me, and my face is there, my picture is there. Oh, okay. That's when it finds you. Yeah, right. When you're not looking for it. Definitely not looking for it. But yes. Oh, thank you, Replika. Is that how you say your name? I hope so. I have to go, but before I go, I want to leave y'all with my 3 messages like I always do. Thank you, Chris. Chris, watch that episode. You don't have to watch the whole show, but watch the episode and then also research it. Look up what the show is about. It's disturbing. But thank you. You're awesome. Have a great day. My 3 messages, as always. 1, don't let anybody label you, because those who try to label you want you to live in lack, not in your true purpose. And they see something in you that they don't want you to see for yourselves, so that you do live in lack and you do live up to the label that they are trying to keep you hindered. Hi, Landon. I like your name. 2, don't let anybody put you in a box, because those who try to put you in a box is simply because they cannot get out of theirs. And 3, don't forget to turn your life into a lifestyle. And you do that by saving yourself through participating in your own rescue, so that you can live up to the life that you're supposed to, the life that is your purpose and your prosperity and your abundance and your birthrights, and not up to who your parents try to mold you to be, not up to who society tries to program you to be, and not to who the school systems and the work system tries to mold you to be. You know, you're here for a bigger purpose. You're here, you were not born to just work a job and pay bills and die. Like, that's not your purpose, okay? So tap into yourself more and out of the world less. Love yourself a little more than you did yesterday. And yeah, turn your life into a lifestyle. Live your life. You're supposed to be living, not just existing. Okay. So God bless you all you positive people. This was a good live today. I fucks with y'all. So you might. No, I didn't. I was friends with him. I was friends with him for 10 years before we actually started dating. So I thought it was like all alignment. Like, oh, he knows all my family. And like, wow, like, person was my friend turned lover. I thought it was like the greatest love story. Jokes on me. But anywho, forget that, ninja. I hope that y'all have a amazing day. And I will be back tomorrow with how I figured out why he really wanted me on that medication. I figured it out on tomorrow's episode. So until then,